Hey, Way Better team. Welcome to part 4 of our 6-part Vinyasa Yoga series. For today's practice, I recommend you have 2 yoga blocks nearby. We're going to go ahead and get started laying on our backs. Knees are bent, soles of the feet flat against the floor. Left hand is going to be placed directly over the heart, right hand on the belly. Knees can kind of lean in, resting on one another. Go ahead and close the eyes. We're just taking a few moments here to welcome ourselves to the mat and connect to the breath. Inhaling and exhaling slowly and deeply through the nose. Reminding ourselves to let go of any judgment, any expectation. This practice is here for us and it should make us feel good. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Last inhale and completely exhale through the mouth, letting it all out. Go ahead and blink your eyes open. We're going to grab our first yoga block. We're going to stay laying back with the knees bent, and we're going to take the yoga block and place it between the inner thighs just below the knees. And we want to squeeze it there, and this block is going to serve as a reminder to keep the engagement of the inner thighs active. We are going to place the arms alongside the body, and we're going to go ahead and move into bridge pose. So we're going to inhale, press down into both feet, and lift the hips up towards the sky. We're squeezing the glutes here, so we're starting our glute activation, and we're going to be doing 20 bridge lifts. So this is our first one. Inhale up, exhale lower. That's 1 and 2. Lift and squeeze. 3, 4, 5, moving with the breath. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway done. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, relax the neck. 16, 17, squeeze those glutes. 18, 19, last one, hold it here for 20 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. We're going to lower the hips back down and set our block aside for right now. For the next set, you have a couple of options with the legs. The left leg is going to stay bent. The right leg can either be extended straight up, or you can take that right ankle and cross it just above that left knee. Now this is going to provide a little bit of a hip stretch, and we're going to move back into our bridge lifts. So again, if this is not comfortable for you, go ahead and take the leg variation with the leg extended. And of course, there can be a little bend in the knee. So here we go, arms are at the side. Inhale, pressing down into that left foot, lifting both hips up. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, lower. That's 1. We're doing 10 of these. Inhale, lift. That's 2. 3. Squeeze. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Hold it here for 10 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice job. Lower the hips. Uncross that right leg. Place it down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So whatever leg variation you did on the right side, go ahead and do that on the left side. So I'm going to cross my ankle just above that right knee. Inhale, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, press down into that right foot. Exhale, lower. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that left foot flexed if it's crossed. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Lower the hips, uncross the leg, maybe hug the knees in and rock from side to side here for a moment, just massaging the low back. And then let's rock forward and back, doing a few spinal rolls and massaging the spine. And we're going to do 2 more of these. And on our last one, we're going to try to get enough momentum so that we can rock all the way up to standing. And just stay here and come into a really gentle forward fold with the knees bent right here, hugging the opposite elbows and swaying from side to side. Maybe shake the head and nod the head. And then release the arms. Keep a gentle bend in the knees. Engage the abdominal muscles and slowly roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time. And come to standing at the front of the mat. Hands in prayer pose. Close the eyes for a moment. Just reconnect to the breath. Set an intention for today's practice if you like. We're going to go ahead and move into our yoga flow. And as you know, we add a new pose to the end of the flow for each session. So we're going to do that today. So here we go. Inhale, eyes are open. Reach those arms up, ground down through the feet in mountain pose. Exhale, hinge at the hips, coming into Uttanasana or forward fold. Keep a nice, generous bend in the knees here. We're just warming up the body. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, soften and deepen into the pose. Inhale, coming into our half forward fold, so hands can be on the shins or maybe higher up on the legs, reaching the crown of the head to the front of the room, tailbone to the back of the room. Go ahead, place the hands down and step that right foot back, moving into our low lunge and setting ourselves up. Left knee is directly over that left ankle. Inner thighs are actively squeezing in. Tuck the tailbone. Inhale, reach that right arm up and over to the left. Inhale, expand, and exhale, soften into the stretch. So with the expansion, we're reaching those right fingertips over to the left. And with the softening, we want to feel that right hip flexor and the right side of the body melt open a little bit. Nice, coming up, lowering that right hand down next to that left foot, either on the yoga mat or on a yoga block. Inhale, that left arm either up to the sky or reaching to the back of the room. Option to add our quad stretch right here. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist a little deeper, looking over that left shoulder. Breathing into that left hip, feel it soften with each breath. And release that right foot. Both hands can come onto the mat or a yoga block. We're going to send those hips back, moving into our runner stretch. So that right hip is over that right knee. Left leg is really active, toes are flexed. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold over that left leg. Staying here for a couple of breaths, softening into the stretch with each exhale. Lengthening through the spine with each inhale. Just feeling that left leg begin to stretch open a little deeper with each breath. Nice. Inhale, coming back to our low lunge just for a moment. Hands can come on the hips or arms can reach up to the sky. Tuck the right toes, lift that right knee, moving into our high lunge. Legs are really active here, inner thighs squeezing in towards one another. We're going to take those hands and lower them onto the ground or onto the yoga blocks and step that right foot in a few inches, straightening that left leg and pulling that left hip towards the back of the room, moving into our pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold over that left leg. So pyramid pose. Again, inhale. With each inhale, we want to expand and lengthen through the spine. And with each exhale, we want to soften and deepen into the stretch. Nice. From here, if you don't already have your yoga block under your right hand, go ahead and place it there next to the left foot. Inhale, bring the left hand to the sacrum. Pull that left hip back. Reach the crown of the head to the front of the room. and exhale, begin to rotate, opening to the left. Left hand can stay on the sacrum or reach it up to the sky. So moving into our revolved triangle pose, thinking about grounding down through both legs, squeezing the inner thighs together, and extending through the arms, through the tailbone, and the top of the head. Beautiful. Let's lower that left hand down. We're going to grab hold of both blocks and place them a few inches in front of that left foot. Bending the left knee, pushing off that right foot, coming into our warrior 3 prep. Hips are square, right leg is really actively reaching for the back of the room. It's parallel to the ground. Crown of the head is reaching to the front of the room. Hands can stay on the blocks in this prep pose, or you can move into the full expression, playing with the balance, floating the hands into prayer pose, or maybe extending them out to the sides. Nice. We're getting ready to move into our new pose of the day. So we can lower the hands for a moment, bend that left knee, and we're stepping that right foot back onto the mat, windmilling the arms open, moving into warrior 2. So warrior 2 is our new pose for today. That left knee is bending and it's positioned directly over that left ankle. Right leg is really strongly grounding down. Outside edge of that right foot is reaching for the back of the mat. Arms are very active and reaching in opposite directions. Gaze is over those left fingertips. So super active pose here, warrior, or Virabhadrasana. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and windmill those hands down onto the mat and step that left foot back, coming into our downward facing dog. So keep a gentle bend in the knees here. Reach the heels for the ground. Press both hands really firmly into the ground and hug the elbows in towards one another. Hips reaching up and back. We're here for one more breath. And then inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels, and gaze to the front of the mat. Exhale, either walk or jump the feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. And inhale all the way back up to standing. Well done. We're going to repeat that sequence on the opposite side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step that left foot back into our low lunge. Hugging the inner thighs towards one another, tuck the tailbone. Inhale that left arm up and over to the right. Inhale, expand. Exhale, soften. Go ahead, lower that left hand down next to the right foot and inhale that right arm up to the sky or to the back of the room. Optional quad stretch. Inhale and exhale, twist a little deeper. Feel that right hip begin to soften. Gaze over that right shoulder. Let's take that right hand, place it next to the right foot, and send those hips back, moving into our runner stretch. So left hip is directly over that left knee. Right leg is really active, toes are flexed. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over that right leg. Taking a couple breaths here to soften into the pose. Inhale, reach the crown of the head to the front of the room. And exhale, sink a little deeper here. Nice. Coming back to our low lunge for a moment. Hands to the hips or arms extending up. Tuck the left toes. Activate that left leg and lift that left knee. High lunge. Squeeze those inner thighs towards the midline. Beautiful. And lower both hands either onto the ground or onto the block. Step that left foot in a few inches and straighten that right leg. Moving into our pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Pull that right hip back. And exhale, fold over that right leg. Grounding down really, really strongly into both legs. Inner thighs squeezing in. Go ahead, take that yoga block, place it under the left hand if it's not already there. Right hand comes onto the sacrum. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, moving into our revolved triangle. So rotating, open to the right. Right hand can reach up for the sky. Both legs are still really active here. Grounding down, right hip keeps reaching back. Well done. Let's lower that right hand and bring both blocks a few inches in front of the right foot, bending the right knee and pushing off that left foot, moving into our warrior 3 prep. Square the hips, lengthen out through the crown of the head and the back of that left foot. And maybe practice finding some balance here. The key here is not to worry about wiggling or wobbling or even falling. It's to just play around, maybe finding that balance for a moment or two. And if we fall, just kind of laugh it off. That's what this practice is about. Not being perfect, but appreciating our imperfections just the way they are. So moving into our new pose for the day, fingers can come down to the blocks for a moment. We're bending that right knee, stepping that left foot back, and windmilling the arms open into our warrior 2 pose. Bending deeply into that right knee so that it's directly over that right ankle and grounding down through the back of that left foot. Arms are extending outwards in opposite direction, parallel to the ground. Gaze is over those right fingers. Think about the strength of a warrior and try to incorporate some of that strength into this pose. Nice. Let's windmill the arms down to the ground and step that right foot back, moving into our downward facing dog for 3 full breaths. Inhale, push the floor away, reach the hips up. Exhale, melt the heart a little closer to the thighs. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels, gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, walk or jump your feet to the hands. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms up to standing. Exhale, hands to prayer, mountain pose. Beautifully done. Thank you so much for joining me today for our 4th part of the series. I'm really excited to see you guys for part 5. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful day.